Welcome to ShadowMeTarot. Today I have we got a new box, a new deck of cards. I'm actually really excited about this one. Can't tell you the name of it, but I remember some cool stuff about it on when I was shopping for them. Ooh, swag! This says PrismVisions.com, created by James R. Eads. He must be I think he's the author. It says past lives are perfect portals. Ooh. Free shipping, U.S. and Canada orders, $150 up with code free ship. Only applies to shipping fees $25 and under. Oh, jamesreeds.com. Then, this is a Kickstarter. Let's see if I can get it to focus. There we go. There you go. Take a picture of that. Set of 4 divination decks and a hardcover glossary. Cool. Pocket Vision Tarot app. So you guys can scan that too and kind of check it out. And then there's these pretty cards. Thank you. Use discount code Pathfinder for 15% off your next order. Our treat. Wow. All kinds of coupons in here. That's kind of cool. Oh, what a pretty postcard. Thank you, postcard. So, regift. Yay. And then probably my receipts. Yes, just the packing list. I got the extra foil cards. And he gave me a couple of these discount codes, so now I don't even feel bad about giving them all to you. Here are the color ones. This is strawberries. And these are the extra cards. I bought the Oracle deck. And the tarot deck. So we've got strawberries, the gift, illumination, the winged boar, when pigs fly, reverie. These are gorgeous. And then tiny elephants. This is gorgeous. Okay, so these are foil cards. I'll probably go over those at the end. Let's see what else is in this box. Let's see what else we have here. And we have the Prisma Visions Tarot. So this is the tarot deck. So far, good box. Looks like a good box. And then we have the Cosma Visions Oracle. And these, I believe, are the extra cards that go to this one or this one. I'm not sure yet. We shall have some fun opening these. Yay! Both boxes are so beautiful. Which one shall I open first? What to do? Okay, I'm going for beautiful blue. This is the tarot deck. Prisma Vision Tarot. Ooh, the box has like a matte feel to it. Yay. All right. How does it open? Okay, so it opens like a book. The fool believe he is someone he is not, wading through waters for something unsought. The magician plays tricks in the dark of the night, refracting the light of all future sight. A set of cards to tease your mind, revealing a past, present, future combined. Cool. Oh, they're gilded. We've got this pretty thing at the bottom here. Let's go ahead and zoom in on that. Whoa. Isn't that gorgeous? There's a lot of thought put into this, for sure. We've got silver gilded edges here. I mean, I can't wait to go through them. Before we can do that, we are going to cool. This is such a beautiful deck. I may have to I might read the whole book for this one. All right, now let's open up this one here. And see what the green box looks like, because it's super late and I want to flip through these cards and I'm super excited to see them. So I'm unboxing these now on camera, but I'm going to edit for when I actually show you guys all the cards, because I'm so excited to see these. The boxes are super soft. Like if you have Dark Mansion cards, what other cards have this kind of thing? The Brady Tarot kind of has this kind of matte finish that's like smooth and silky and just makes you want to touch them. Oh, wow. So I can't tell, is that, and the camera looks kind of more blue, but it's like more a rainbow kind of titanium kind of gilding on the sides here. Oh my God, the pictures are gorgeous. Look at those. Wait, what? This has got like tarot stuff in here too. This is also a tarot deck? What? Oh my God. I thought one was an oracle deck. This says Visions Oracle. Oh my God, I cannot wait to do the unboxing. This is brilliant. I mean, look at all those trees. Oh my God, this is the most beautiful deck I own. And I have hundreds of decks. This is a incredible, oh my gosh. Okay. We'll have to do an unboxing here soon. All right. Oh my gosh. And the book is good too. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to read the whole book too. I think that this deck is a collector's item. If you ask me, you should buy this. Just right off the bat, without even delving into the cards. Oh, let's read this box here. As this oracle is told, death opens a door for a lifetime to unfold. The crow, a conduit of manifested might, and the swan, a siren for unconscious sight. Each bird an escort to the other plane, the soul reconnected to past lives again. Oh, this is a past life deck. Oh my gosh, I can't. All right. Stay tuned. Which one will I open? Okay, full disclosure. It's been a couple days since I actually opened the packages. This Prisms card, the Prisma Visions Tarot, called to me out of my sleep and woke me up in the morning, and I had to use it. So I am absolutely in love with this deck. I really feel like my ancestors are speaking through this deck. This deck I did not do. I've been waiting to do this video in order to kind of play with this deck. But if this deck is New Beginning, and this is the mirror of this deck, which is what it is, it's the Cosma Vision Oracle. If this is not a new beginning, then this is your ending. So it starts with death. That's the mirror, right? New beginning, death. The end. What's after the end is kind of what I get from this. And the very first thing is the crow that I see there. And I'm going to have to read the book, but the very first thing that makes me think of is the eagle's emanations described by Carlos Castaneda, where when we die, this big bird of light, the crow, sucks us into their mouth like they eat our luminous egg, and then it shits it back down onto earth. Anyways, that's what the book says for Carlos Castaneda in one of his books. He's got like 13 books. I read most of them. So I want to compare this with the original Rider-Waite deck because they match. They both have 78 cards. I think these might have 79 cards. But the very first thing that I want to do is read the definition for all 3 cards, just the basic book definition. And I'm kind of like judge the deck by its spread. This deck here, which starts with the death card, what happens after death, actually has the life map spread, whereas this one, the Prisma deck, has just a regular like the regular tarot, and it has a past life spread. So I am just this is like the map to life, and this is the I don't know, like spiritually I'm like feeling it, but I can't like describe it. So probably have to read the books a little bit. And I am going to do a book reading on this. So look for that for sure. I will probably read both books, and they're short. They'll probably take like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours to go through all of these. Maybe even less, about an hour and a half to go through all of the pages. But I'm going to read the first card for each of these. The full card for the, well, let's do the full card actually for the major arcana for just a regular Rider-Waite deck. And the Fool represents new beginnings and carefree adventure. Though this card could indicate foolishness, it's more optimistic in the sense that it stands for pure actions and being free from the constraints of your present life. More than likely, there are important decisions coming your way, and the answer to your question is yes. So that would be the basic definition for this Fool card here. And then for the Prisma Tarot, the Vision's Guide says that the Fool is a pelican. A pelican is perched upon an ocean post. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. The pelican is perched upon an ocean post, illuminated by a waning crescent moon. He piercingly regards a sodden lone wolf cast among the waves, paddling through unfamiliar territory. Hoping for an easy dinner, he has foolishly swum out beyond the cautious trappings of his solid world. Gazing up at the stoic pelican, the wolf realizes he has departed on a journey that could easily result in his own demise. The Fool represents a new beginning, striking out naively on a bold new adventure. You may be filled with unlimited optimism, a feeling in your heart that you cannot fail. This may prove misguided, and in due time, you might find your idealism tempered by painful experience. So approach with caution, decide whether taking the risk is worth making yourself vulnerable in an unfamiliar setting. If the answer is yes, show no fear. Only those who choose to journey will ever discover new horizons. And that is this card here. And then we'll go to the Fool card basically in the Cosma Prisma. The Cosma one, which has the life path, which is basically, to me, the road back to living in the physical world. And this is the physical world. So this is the spiritual world, as I understand this deck, and this is the physical world. So it is the mirror card to the Fool. It means new beginnings and second chances. In the beginning, there is death. It is what we often fear most and know so little about. We imagine it as the soundless, dark void where there is nothing everywhere. But in this oracle, death marks the start. Perhaps it is here that we can finally see death not as the impending force of doom, so we fear, but rather as an escort to our next chapter. It is the end of a cycle and opens a door for a new lifetime to unfold. If death comes up in a reading, do not be alarmed. Take the hand that guides you as if it belonged to an old friend and grab tightly. For death in this oracle is a sign of life. It can represent a grand beginning, a second chance at living or mastering 2 lives in one lifetime. Beginnings can also be restorative, and it's more often than not that we forget to realize the beauty in the infancy of things. Yeah, I love this deck, 100%. Now, there is some really cool stuff happening with this deck as well. You are absolutely going to love the major arcana, but when we get to the minor arcana, they have entire portraits in all 14 cards. It is insanity. I love it. Anyways, here we go. Death is the Fool card. We got the Fool card and the Fool, and I'm just going to pass through each one of these. The Crow, the Magician, the Swan, the High Priestess. So the Swan is the High Priestess. I almost feel like I should switch these decks, but it is what it is. It's stuck now. The Peacock and the Empress. Look at that Aries ram in there. That's cool. The Emperor, the Pelican. The Phoenix. Ooh, I love that card. The Hierophant. Soulmates, the Lovers. Okay, so that is something there. We've got the Chariot is a car. The artwork is incredible. The Chariot here, the traditional, and then we have the Spirit plain. OMG. And I totally feel like this would be like interdimensional, right? It totally feels like interdimensional to me. And there's some geometric shapes in there. So I'm like, very creative, incredible. So Strength is the Orbs. That feels like soul family kind of thing to me. Oh, I need to look it up since I am going to make an assumption. Let's just find out the real meaning. The Orbs, it's the Strength card. Bravery, overcoming fear. When orbs come up in a reading is an exclamation point and declares that you have the bravery, determination, and willpower to overcome any obstacle that may come your way. Fear can cripple a powerful mind, so shake the shroud and channel your fear into strength. Once you believe in yourself, you will find many future challenges suddenly conquerable. All right, so how does that compare? Because this is the same artist. These are complementary decks. So let's see what he says about Strength over here. A pride of lion lopes before a massive figure, their maws distended in fearsome roars. It is easy to slink away from a tough situation, but it takes real strength to surmount one's obstacles and press on. It is possible to be indomitable. By being resolute through difficult times and sustaining a strong, impenetrable core, you can forge on indefinitely, constantly renewing your horizons. Do not be afraid. Fear is the mind killer. You need only believe yourself unconquerable for it to be so. Ooh, I like this one too, the Hermit. As we go, and I love how he's facing that tree. Like, it feels very Akashic record to me. Like when you go inward, you're tapping into like the cosmic tree, like the cosmic tree of life. For me, the Akashic record, the thing that knows everything, right? The Wheel of Fortune. So this is a life map. Wow. It's like you get dealt the hand and you got to just play it however you can, right? Those are all the elements you get. Interesting. I love these decks. All right, then we get to Justice, which is karma in the Spirit. Oh, wow. Incredible deck. It's so funny. I have always interpreted the Hanged Man as sacrifice or surrender. But sacrifice, the Hanged Man, new perception, new perspective, shift in perception. He's almost like reaching from the spirit down into the physical, right? Oh my gosh, such a beautiful card. This is the Death card, and in this deck it is past lives. Temperance. The Vessel. We all know what the Devil is. What's the Vessel? Gotta know what the Vessel is. I want to know that definition, the positive definition. It looks positive. Complexity, materialism. Oh, like manifestation, like materializing is kind of my first take on that. The glow of the peculiar vessel draws you in like a familiar embrace from a partner you feel, radiating energy, and edge closer towards it. It whistles as a seductive song and you become fixated. All you can focus on is the vessel and it urges you to open it. Ignoring the inscriptions on the body, you remove the lid and everything around you goes dark. The most beautiful vessels can sometimes contain the most tragic stories. As humans, we all have problems that we don't show on the surface. We fill ourselves with things that distract us from reality. The vessel is much like a mask. It hides what is truly underneath. If this card has shown up, it is time to rein in your demons. Don't let the materialism, addictions, and obsessions of this world cloud your brilliant light. It can be all too easy to get wrapped up in success that you start to lose touch with your soul, even when the terrible is swallowing you whole. There is still light found in others. Don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. Just a different take on the ego for me. The Devil card, of course. All right, the Shore. It's like hellfire raining down right there, so thank God you made it to shore. And we've got the Star, which is the Veil. Oh, wow. It feels like Halloween to me, right? When the veil thins. The Moon, the Bridge. You know, when I meditate to visualize the vortex that Abraham Hicks or Esther Hicks kind of talks about in their meditations and in their speaking, I always, you know, this is our dark side, right? Our shadow side. But this really kind of reminds me of how to get into, it's like almost like the visualization, the path that I take to try and enter into the vortex, what I belong in, you know, where we all belong energetically, to kind of get that vibration, right? So I am so in love with these decks. Like I love these decks more than any deck I've ever owned. And they call to me. I really feel like my spirit guides and my soul family really speak through these cards. I'm just so... Okay, so this is the Sun. This one says infinite paths, multiple possibilities. So incredible. Yeah, I'm looking forward. I'll eventually do I'm going to be playing with these cards for a minute, but I'll eventually do the full book reading. And any readings that you get or any definitions that you get, you can use for any deck, right? Infinite paths can be another way that you interpret the Sun card when you're reading your own deck of cards, whichever deck that is. It can be regular, Rider Waite. It can be anything. But however it resonates for you is how you're going to remember it. And then that's how Spirit gives you the best messages, you know? All right. The Unknown. What a great way to interpret judgment, because there's multiple ways to interpret judgment. It can be awakening, right? And sometimes the awakening can be just the more I know, the more I know, the less I know, or something like that. How does that saying go? The more I learn, the less I know, something like that. Wow. So to me, completion is once you get through the spiritual completion, right? You go back to life on earth. So you enter into the unknown, and then you enter into the unknown and out the birth canal back to life on earth. That's why you start out at the crow. See, your spirit comes up from earth, then you get eaten by that crow, and then you go through all this stuff, and then you get you get shit back down on Earth, go through the birth canal, and back to life you are. That's my interpretation of the deck. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this, and I hope that they come out with the green deck version. I'm going to have to find out. But every one of these decks, each edition has this extra, card in it. And I went ahead and I bought, you can buy them for this one, for each edition that they have. So there's like 6 editions now of this. And you get Illumination in one of them, the Winged Boar, Reverie, Strawberries, the Gift, the Tiny Elephants, which is here. From what I read, what I remember, this means a shift in perspective. From big to small kind of thing, or small to big. And this also is like a perspective shift, or reconnection. So it's just kind of different, slightly different meanings or spins on a shift in perspective, I think, for each one of these, gift cards or oracle kind of like question mark cards, unknown cards. So I did buy them, and I will put these in my deck when I actually go to use it. But if you know where to, I haven't seen it yet. As soon as I see it, if I see it, I'll probably get the same thing for this Cosma Prism one, and make sure that I can, I don't know, just make sure I get all the cards from each of the editions, because I'm like a collector like that. All right. So obviously this, the Rider-Waite deck does not have these 2 cards. So moving on to the Ace of Wands, Ace of Embers. Okay. Now I'm going to stop midway through. Actually, at the end of this, I'm going to stop, and we're going to kind of lay out the cards a little bit, and I'm going to show you how they create a portrait, or like a, oh my God, they're just gorgeous. I love them. So we got Ace of Wands, 2 of Wands, 2 of Embers. Look at, they got this party started in this one for the 3 of Cups. Here's the 3 of Embers, 3 of Wands, 4 of Embers, 4 of Wands, 5 of Embers, 5 of Wands, 6 of Embers, 6 of Wands, 7 of Embers, 7 of Wands, 8 of Embers, 8 of Wands, oopsies, sorry, 9 of Embers, 9 of Wands. Ooh, look at that. Just like that hot volcano just rising up through the surface, right? Just like, this is a person with anger issues if I get this card in a reading. This is a person who's got boundaries, or is, there's boundaries. I read that one as boundaries. This one boundaries. The Wounded Warrior. PTSD. My daughter's got a funny song about PTSD, anxiety, and they do it to like the Little Mermaid song. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. I wish I knew all the words. I'd sing it for you. All right, 10 of Embers, 10 of Wands. Okay, so we're skipping the card here. Hang on one second. Okay, so I did change it up a little bit. The court cards in this Cosma Prisma deck are at the back of the deck. And in this one, they are in order according to the book, where if I'm going in order of the book, this goes in order of the book where all the court cards go in the back. And this, all the court cards are in order. I did go ahead and put them in the back, but I do want to show you the super cool thing. We are going to start again with the Ace of Lotuses, or the Ace of Cups, and we'll go through the 10, and then we'll go through each of the suits the same way and hit the court cards at the back. However, I want to show you the coolest thing about this deck. Okay, so the coolest thing about this deck is that this is literally the top row of a huge canvas, right? It's like if you're putting a puzzle together, all 4 suits have a line on the canvas and they create this incredible image, this incredible picture. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit because even this does not fit across my table. Like I don't even think it would fit into the shot of the video. So let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit. I think I'm going to have to do this by hand, so I do apologize for the waviness of the camera, but we'll just kind of go down the line here. Isn't that amazing? I find that to be so amazing. So I'm going to set up the green ones kind of the same way and just kind of go down the line so you can see the picture. But I think that this is such an amazing idea, such a great way to develop the cards. But that is phenomenal. I think that is so cool. All right. All right, so here is the green version of these decks. Isn't that incredible? I think that is just amazing to be able to create an entire scenery. And so this is going to be like the first part of the canvas on this one too. Hopefully I can find pictures of like the whole canvas and how these cards have been cut out from the canvas, which I just think is incredible. So anyways. All right, so back to the Ace of Cups, or Ace of Lotuses in the green deck. Two of Cups or Two of Lotuses. Three of Lotuses or Three of Chalices or Three of Cups. Then we've got Four of Lotuses, Four of Chalices, and Four of Cups. Each one of these kind of looks a little lonely. This one feels like emotional turmoil is what I really feel here. This one feels like alone. I feel alone. I'm not inspired. I don't want to go home. And this one always looks kind of bored to me. All right. And then we have the Five of Lotuses and the Five of Chalices and the Five of Cups. And then the Six of Lotuses and the Six of Chalices. So I really like this one. Here you can see all this life coming from under the water, and how this lotus has kind of burst through the water, flowing water at that. It almost makes me feel like how inspiration hits us in life. You know, just kind of like anytime they say, you know, if you believe it, if you can dream it, you can, and you can see it, you can make it happen, kind of. Yeah, this just feels like I don't know. I have no words right now. These are just beautiful pictures. Seven of Lotuses. And this is my first time looking at this deck. This deck, I'm all in. I just really connect with it. When I think of being in the vortex, it very much feels like these colors. Although it feels like this too. So very, very cool. I'm I'm super, super happy with these decks. Like probably the best purchase I've made in the last year to 2 years. I know I have other decks. They're beautiful decks, but nothing that has resonated with me as much as these. So just saying, this is an impressive, incredible deck. So 9 of Lotuses, 9 of Cups, 9 of Chalices. Ten of Lotuses, 10 of Cups, 10 of Chalices. Ace of Birds, Ace of Swords. Birds are always flight, mind, right? Then we have 2 of Birds, 2 of Swords. 3 of Birds or 3 of Swords. Four of Birds, 4 of Swords. Five of Birds or 5 of Swords. Six of Birds, 6 of Swords. Seven of Birds, 7 of Swords. Eight of Birds, 8 of Swords. This is very much an anxiety card, so to see like spinning thoughts is an interesting or racing thoughts. But spinning thoughts is kind of like you just kind of go around and around and around and you can't get out of that swirl. And then this also feels like a message to, like, for this particular card, like, get back into the vortex, right? The vortex of love, in alignment with your higher self, and get away from these kind of thoughts that imprison us. Here's the 9 of Swords. His thoughts are about to kill him. Look at this. Oh, I love this deck. It's insane. Oh, the Page of Swords is at the back, but there's, you can even see here his wing. But the Page of Swords, I've got it in the back right now, so you can't see the whole bird. But here we've got your anxiety eating you alive. And here it's like you got to put it to rest. Anyways, oopsies. Let's do that. All right, so that is our 9 of Birds. And look, here I feel like she's taking action, right? She's shooting down those negative thoughts, is kind of how I feel in that image, you know, shoot down those negative thoughts. I really love this deck. Both of these decks are insanely awesome. All right, we've got the 10 of Birds and the 10 of Swords. And we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Trees. And I have to say, I've always kind of thought of this as like a new business opportunity, not just a business opportunity, but a new financial rewarding opportunity, or something that kind of provides material gain. It's just a new beginning towards material gain. But when I saw this card and I got it in a reading, it very much said to me, opening a new door. And I was like, I've never thought of the Ace of Pentacles as opening a new door. And so I love that, and it stuck with me, and it will stay with me. But in any case, that was fun for me. Just finding that kind of new inspiration. And then here it almost feels like there's a spiritual idea that is taking root in the physical, right? So something you've been thinking about and wanting is finally taking root here in the physical. I love these cards. I so love these cards. Okay, we've got the Two of Pentacles, or the Two of Trees. At least this one has a couple trees in it. It's very similar actually to the Rider-Waite, except for he's sitting on a wall. And here there are no trees. It's quite barren, yet there are these balancing rocks over here. And all of the rocks in this image are kind of like balancing. All right, next is the Three of Pentacles. Or the Three of Trees. Let me get to the Four of Pentacles, the Four of Trees. This Four of Trees reminds me of like what the Empress would oversee, right? It feels, pentacles are always kind of like abundant, but I almost feel like it's the Empress who oversees, one, that the abundance takes place, but there's no waste, right? Nothing goes to waste. I don't know. I just feel like this feels very abundant. Beautiful flowers, an abundance of flowers. On a farm, you know, abundance of land, abundance of sky, you know, because if we live in a bigger city, we don't have that kind of open space abundance. So it does feel like something that, like, the grounds of the Empress where she would live is kind of how I feel. Probably doesn't take a whole lot to maintain because it's in place now. Kind of like when you get older, it doesn't cost you as much to be alive because you've already experienced some things and you know what you want, versus like everything is trial and error, and sometimes that costs money. Of course, you know, buying tarot cards is trial and error until you find the one that's like the best for you. And I think, like, I don't know, it's like when you see your soulmate for the first time, right? You just like lock eyes and know. This feels very much like that. This is my soul deck. Probably use this forever, I feel like. Okay, so here's the Five of Pentacles and the Five of Trees. And it almost is like this is more windy and kind of like dusk, going into the night. We've got the Six of Trees, or the Six of Pentacles. And the Seven of Trees, or the Seven of Pentacles. And we have the Eight of Trees, or the Eight of Pentacles. And we have the Nine of Trees, or the Nine of Pentacles. I love these cards. I really, really do. Okay, so 10 of Trees, 10 of Pentacles. And then we go to the Page of Wands, or the Wanderer. Then we go to the Knight of Wands, the Shapeshifter. Then we go to the Queen of Wands, the Mystic. And then the King of Wands, the Protector. We have the Page of Cups, the Weaver, or the Page of Chalices. Then we have the Knight of Chalices, or the Knight of Cups. Like, is this right? This looks like water here. This feels like swords. So I'm going to take this back because I know it's swords. I know it is. I can tell. Okay. So this has got too many sword element and air element. And then when you go to the very next one, yeah, this is all head stuff. So I'm going to move this around a little bit. Okay, so the Page of Cups is the elementalist. And then the Knight of Cups is the composer. Okay, I did dig into the book there for a second just to see that I was correct. So the Page of Cups is the elementalist. Or the page, yeah, Page of Chalices. Then we've got the composer is the Knight of Cups or the Knight of Chalices. Then we have the romantic, which is the Queen of Cups or the Queen of Chalices. Then we have the King of Cups, who is the mender or the King of Chalices. Then we have the peacemaker is the Page of Swords. And the weaver is the Knight of Swords. Then the fighter is the Queen of Swords. Then the dreamer is the King of Swords. The pathfinder is the Page of Pentacles. The entertainer is the Knight of Pentacles. The geomancer is the Queen of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles is the commander. And that is the entirety of both decks. So if you like these decks, please like, subscribe, and share. And look out for it because I probably will go ahead and just read the book end to end with the spreads and everything else, so you can listen to them like on your way to work and learn the different cards. At least that's what I'll be doing, is I'll be listening to them to learn the cards specifically for these decks on my way to work. But any definition that you learn from a card, you know, when you're listening, you can apply it to any single deck. So whether you have this deck or you have, you know, this deck or you have this deck, I should be zoomed out a little bit more maybe. But yeah, it doesn't matter what deck you have, like they all have essentially the same meaning. So if you pick up a meaning from this deck, you can apply it to this deck. You can apply it to any deck. And then if you, in particular, you think of that meaning while you are looking at those decks, then that's the meaning for that particular reading. So just saying, hopefully that helps you out. If you like my video, please like, subscribe, and share. And then comment below if you like this deck as much as I do. I love this deck. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful, beautiful, blessed day.